producer Özgün here. First of all, I wish you all the best for the new year. I hope you are always gonna be happy and productive. Anyways, in today's tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to create some unique LFO effect using Vital. And we are gonna approach it a little bit differently. We are gonna take a sample from our track and we are gonna turn our kick and bass from that we use in the drop into an LFO RISER or Downlifter. And you can use it on several places in the track. And yeah, this trick is really easy to make. If you're ready, let's get into that tutorial. I'm gonna use the last FLP, the Respawn inspired drop. So the first thing we are gonna do is copy the kick and bass. But we don't need to do it like this much. Only this much is enough. And we are going to need to export this to this directory into the Vital Wavetables folder. So let's choose it. And I'm not gonna enable master FX. Okay, now let's add the pattern, call it Vital. And let's add the Vital. I'm gonna try to make more Vital tutorials in the future because it's free and it's as good as Serum. And also like the FX on this is amazing for a free VST. That's why I'm gonna try to shoot more Vital tutorials in the future. So let's turn off the first oscillator and turn on the sampler in here. So you see the white noise. But you can go to the user folder and you can see rendered that we just put. And I play it sounds like this. So I'm just loading a sample into Vital. There's nothing fancy till here, but now I'm gonna go to FX and I'm gonna turn on chorus. By the way, I'm inspiring from another YouTuber called Glitch. He's making amazing psytrance tutorials. I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can check his channel out if you like more detailed tutorials like this. So I'm gonna put the chorus. Maybe we can use it like this for now. Okay, so let's just see when I put the chorus on. It's really unique effect, right? So I'm gonna do it like this. And I'm gonna just connect this macro to the mix. But I'm not gonna make it 100%, maybe like 50% or something. And I'm gonna put the same macro to the depth, and I don't want to go crazy, but you can always go experimental with it. So when I just turn this macro on, it's gonna affect both mix and depth. Okay, maybe a little bit more depth and mix. It's good. So let's turn on the delay and let's make it ping-pong. It's gonna give a rhythmic feeling to the sound when we're turning on the effect. So yeah, let's connect the same macro to the mix as well. It's good. Let's put some reverb. I'm just gonna put some mix and do like this. And yeah, you get the point. You can use all of the FX and you can manipulate your sound with it. That's good for now. But the magic is start here. I'm gonna connect this same macro to the pitch of the sample. So when I just turn on the macro, there will be all the FX plus the pitch effect. And now just check this LFO FX. Yes, it sounds really good and you can just do it in several minutes. So let's turn this off and choose this area and create an automation clip for that macro. So let me see. In here, you gotta just fit this trick to your track. You can use it before drop. It can sound like this. Okay, let's make it only one shot sample and leave this place out. So I'm gonna make it 0. When it's 0, it's playing the original sample. So I'm gonna have a little bit of original sample here. So before the drop, we are gonna get into the rhythm, the actual BPM of the track. So let's hear how it sounds with everything on. The next thing I'm gonna do, just automate the reverb. Let's go create automation in here. So I'm just putting it to the master, and it's gonna make my sound more wet when we are going closer to the drop. Yeah, so this kind of washout effect is always helping us. And the next thing, we have to put some reverse lead sound like this. So always try to prepare the listener what is coming next. So I think I need this note. I already have a huge reverb channel, so I'm just gonna send it there and record this. When you're satisfied enough, you can just drag this one to the playlist, normalize, reverse, and I'm making it generic. So the ending of the sample is not sharp when I do this, and we can always use it like this. And you don't forget to disable the connection. Yes, I think it's really cool and really unique. Something that you don't hear in most of the tracks. And yeah, let's listen it one more time because I think, yeah, I'm really satisfied with the result. This is the one of the best scenario that you can use this FX, and also you can use it in another way, but I'm not sure if it's gonna fit to the track right now. So you can do something like this. We can just mute this section, and then we can just put the vital in here. Let's make this unique. We can start like this. So it can replace the actual kick and bass in the track. Then it can start going crazy like this. We need to match the volumes. When you put it in the vital, I think like the gain is not matching, so I'm gonna do it with ear. Okay, let's use it like this. And let's make this endless smile not that much crazy. Yes, the problem is the vital is gonna go so much louder when we are turning on the macro. It's best to like use an automation, and we can always lower its volume when the FX kicking in. And if you want to use this FX in the ending of the track, let's think like this. We should exaggerate the reverb and don't finish it in the zero. And you can make a transition from drop to break like this. So yeah, it has two different usage in this kind of scenario. You can start with your drop with this LFO Downlifter, or you can end your drop with this LFO Uplifter. And it's kind of good FX. Also, like in the second part, right now we are just automating the kick and bass. But if you just render like the leads, like the everything in the track, no leads but whole drums with percussions, toms, rides, claps, whatever you have, it's gonna have a different vibe, and maybe it's gonna sound more like in the mix completed with the track if you are using it like the end drop downlifter. But yeah, you can always make this a bit more professional with tweaking the parameters. I hope you can apply this to your own productions. Thanks for watching. Today that was it. See you on the next video. Bye bye.